Hello, and welcome to the Ethanol Producer Magazine podcast. I am your host, Anna Simet. We are here live at the International Fuel Ethanol Workshop and Expo in Omaha. I am here with Charlie Scott of GOLGIX. Charlie, hi, welcome to the
Thank you
podcast.
so much for having me.
It's my pleasure. So, we're going to talk a little bit about AI today,
Excellent.
which I'm excited about. So, why don't we begin by having you tell us about why is AI relevant in ethanol production today?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and I apologize. This has been a busy, wonderful conference. I haven't got to listen to all the podcasts so far, but I'm sure you've heard in your talks over the past 2 days that yield is king in ethanol, and
Yes.
AI has been shown and proven to move the needle on yield and on variability in yield. So that's super important. The second thing that I want to say, and we can go a little bit more in depth, is that the adoption curve of AI in ethanol is not as mature as we're seeing in oil and gas and petrochemical, whatever. And what that means is this is the window of opportunity to either grab competitive advantage or reinforce what you have today. So I think that's why it's important right now.
Okay. So, where are ethanol producers seeing the biggest impact of AI?
Absolutely. I'll get back into yield in a minute, but I think we can go even higher level and we can talk about people, plant, and process. On the people side, what we are seeing is that AI is stitching all of their plant data together in a single time series and allowing them to tell stories and understand why things are operating the way that they are. And second of all, allowing operations leaders to justify to their team, hey, this is why we need to go and make that change. So I think clarity and focus is what people are getting from this and guidance. But if we were going to put a number to it, I think a figure that we are seeing is reducing mean time to resolution, whether we're talking about a maintenance type thing or about a process change that needs to happen by in the neighborhood of 70 to 80%. So really meaningful. On the process side of things, yield again. Um, we know that this is important today. I think producers they might be hitting their targets, but there's so much variability, 10, 20% in terms of the yield that they're hitting. And this is a really hard problem to solve because of the sheer complexity of the process and the amount of data that they're dealing with. So, an ethanol producer, 50 to 100 million gallons a year, is producing in their plant between 50 and 600 million data entries a day. So, this is so much volume that teams could not act on that data consistently and kind of hit yield. So that's why you're seeing the variability. We're seeing with our solution at least reduction in variability of yield in the 15% range and improving yield, kind of sliding that curve to the right by 5%. And then plant, I'll just mention this very quickly. I think relative to other industries, I mean, uptime is critical, but we're seeing downtime reductions in the 50-55% kind of range. So all three aspects I would say are real and important.
Right. So, should have done this right away,
Yeah,
but for those who don't know, can you explain what GOLGIX does? We
absolutely.
missed that part.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's back up. GOLGIX on the highest level is a production intelligence company. We have AI software that gives operations leaders clarity, foresight, and guidance so that they can improve their yield, they can cut downtime, and they can drive operational excellence by getting their teams on the same page, giving them the information and direction they need to make fast, confident decisions.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. So, where are most ethanol producers in their AI journey right now? Are we seeing real adoption?
Yeah, this is an awesome question. You're seeing real adoption from some people, but like I mentioned, I think that this window of opportunity is still open. I've been in kind of predictive analytics AI for the last 10 years. We're seeing real adoption, like I mentioned, in chemical, petrochemical, oil and gas. And ethanol is a little bit late to the party. But again, what that means is this is going to radically change performance. Again, in terms of if I can improve my yield by 5% for a 100 million gallon per year plant, that's a what is that? It's like a $10 million top line ad. And then you
Yeah.
reduce variability around that and your team is operating better, more consistently. This is a game changing technology. You have the chance to get in now. So and get ahead now.
So, what kind of effort or timeline does it take to see value?
Another awesome question, and this will bring me right back to my what I said about starting in this industry 10 years ago. I think this is a huge misconception that AI needs to be very complex, that we need to throw not only new software but new hardware at the problem to collect more data. As I said, you're producing in the neighborhood of 50 to 600 million data entries a day. You don't need more data. You need to find the needle in the haystack, and AI is great at doing that. So I would say today, what we are doing as opposed to what was happening 10 years ago, where you have hardware, software, a lot of customization, a lot of services, some providers are moving towards more of a software model, and AI is allowing them to rapidly capture and clean data, capture and clean tribal knowledge, and we're delivering value in 6 to 8 weeks now. And we're certainly seeing in ethanol a payback of well under a year.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yep.
So, who's getting the most value from AI, and how is it changing how they work?
Yeah, it could be you. No, I'm just kidding. I think,
I hope not.
yeah, the most value, like any business and certainly ethanol, all comes down to people. So I think about operations leaders, your plant manager right now, finally, with this type of technology, has the clarity to align their team on fixing the right problems in the first place. The foresight about based on what's happening right now and patterns that the AI has seen in the past, what's coming, and guidance for how to adjust so that we can reduce variability, we can improve yield, we can prevent things from breaking or fouling or whatever. So I would say that's the biggest one. I mentioned this before as well. Engineering teams love our software because they spend so much time in data treatment, and AI has an ability to clean data and join data extremely quickly. So they love that piece, but also get them right to root cause. So what that does in a stand-up meeting, you're not coming at the start of the day with like, oh, we saw these problems, like what happened and why, which is 80% of that time. Now we know what happened and we know root cause, so we can focus all on what actions are we taking to improve and really shift from a reactive to a proactive mindset, or shift from let's do look backward analysis and solve problems to let's look forward, continuous improvement type activity.
Love that. So, what recommendations would you share with ethanol leaders who are interested in getting started or accelerating their AI journey?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be the guy to tell you like you must act now. But here's what I'll say. If you have leadership alignment on this is what's coming, this is going to change the industry. If you have an operations leader who is curious, then you really need to get moving, because then you're just throwing away an opportunity. And the best way to do it is start small. Pick a really valuable discrete problem that you can point AI towards and solve quickly. And I would say, unless you are, and this is just from my experience, unless you're a very large company with a lot of internal talent on the technical side, partner with somebody who is an absolute expert in AI and they understand your industry already. So, an AI provider that works in ethanol, because this is all about speed to value. You build this yourself. This is a 2 or 3 year journey, a lot of people, a lot of money involved. You can partner with somebody and pilot on a very discrete part of your process, prove value, and then scale up.
Do you think AI could do a podcast with you about AI?
Oh gosh, absolutely. It would probably put me out of
Can't
business
replace me.
from a podcasting standpoint. So
Okay, Charlie. So, where can listeners go to learn more about GOLGIX?
love that. We have a brand new shiny webpage, www.golgix.com. Come check us out. And then in the remaining time here at Few, please come by our booth. We'd love to talk to you and show you some results that we're delivering across yield, downtime, and what operational performance and excellence.
Perfect. Well, Charlie, thanks so much for the conversation, and thank you guys for being here at the show.
Yeah, awesome. We'll be back next year.
Awesome. We'll hope to see you here. And to our listeners, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Until next time.
Thank you.